Anybody in the back? Okay. So I think I will go ahead and just probably stand close by here. Thank you very much for coming, and I really wanted to give just a short presentation on tropical clinics, so you can all know what your effort, what you've been doing, and how much it has supported to do the work that we are doing in rural Kenya. And just briefly, the story of tropical clinics for me begins earlier than 2004. In the early 2000s, when I was an employee at Johnson & Johnson, I found myself every year taking suitcases of medicine donated by Johnson & Johnson, by carrying it in my suitcases and donating it to a couple of places in Kenya, at an orphanage and at a children's hospital. And that was so exhilarating for me and for the students in the room. If you do any volunteer work like you're helping us with tropical clinics now, don't tarry, because that just may end up being helping you create your purposeful work, because from my volunteer work in Kenya is really how tropical clinics got started. And when I founded Tropical Clinics in 2004, I consulted with an architect in Kenya, trying to find out what it would take for us to build a medical center in Kenya. And the architect came back with a construction cost of $1.5 million to really put up a very successful and meaningful medical center. And I remember, and I've told this story to some of you, I remember getting the architectural design and telling the architect that I am going back to the United States and I'm actually going to raise $1.5 million, and in 6 months I will be back here and we'll build the medical center. That was really the story. And when I did that, I actually went to one of the former president's office and I requested a grant for $1.5 million. And I recall the smiles I saw on the faces of the people in that office that quickly reminded me of the fact that what I had embarked on was probably going to be a long and treacherous road, and raising $1.5 million was probably not going to be as easy and as quickly as I thought. But I did not tarry because of your contribution and your help. I still went ahead and started Tropical Clinics. The epicenter of Tropical Clinics is in Kakamega, this region here, which is about 250 miles northwest of Nairobi. It is a heavily populated area in Kenya. And it is a region of about 175,000 people with only a handful of poorly equipped and run medical clinics. It has a very high prevalence of malaria, HIV, AIDS, maternal and child illnesses. So there are very few doctors in the area, and so they're working around the clock because of that. So setting up tropical clinics and really wanting it to be a fully functional center will allow us to serve over 180 people per day, which is probably a daunting task, as you can imagine, but I think we are up to the challenge. When I discovered that we were not going to be able to raise $1.5 million so we can build the medical center right away, we decided to really try and learn about the illnesses in the area, the makeup of the people who were in that region of Kenya, and have them learn about us as well. So we did about 4 years of free medical clinics. And here you can see long lines of people walking probably 10 to 20 miles, coming to our free medical clinics that we did once a year. And most of them women and children coming to the medical clinics. And by the end of the 4th year, we had served over 3,800 people.